Hey guys, Chris King here, and yes, I'm getting over a cold, and yes, we're recording this, and it just is what it is.
It is.
Allison, I have a question for you.
Yes.
If you needed help for like relational stuff, behavioral health stuff, anxiety, depression, if you needed some psychological testing to kind of figure out diagnoses for educational needs, various things like that, and you lived in the Tulsa, Northeast Oklahoma, Northwest Arkansas area, who would you call first?
GPS therapies.
Yeah, you would.
Final
And this
answer.
is not and this is not a paid endorsement.
It sure isn't.
Guys, we have been Chris King Counseling for many years, and this last fall we changed our name to GPS Therapies, and we are here to help. Our mission is to provide healing and growth through relational mental health therapy. We have over 30 providers working in the Northeast Oklahoma, Northwest Arkansas space. We also have a person in Texas, and we do telehealth. We're doing psychological testing for people and then just helping folks of all ages with all kinds of problems. That's what we do. And
Even little
GPS
kids.
therapies, little kids, like we have play therapists that work with kids as young as 2 or 3 years old. In most of our sites, we have sites around the Tulsa area, Owasso, Broken Arrow, Bixby, and then our main office in South Tulsa. We also have a site in Siloam Springs, Arkansas. Um, you can contact us at our website, GPS Therapies, plural, therapies.com, or also call us at our office, 918-760-5243, or you can email info@gpstherapies.com, or just do the Googs. Do the, do
Google.
the, do the Googits. Like, that's how you get to us. And feel free to reach out to me personally if there's anything I can do to be helpful, because we want to do a good job in helping our community. GPS Therapies helps sponsor Stuck in My Head. I would like to find other sponsors, so we're not the only sponsor of Stuck in My Head. So, if you want to be part of that, shout us. Thank you guys for your support. We appreciate you so much. Good afternoon. Happy hump day, Alison Myers.
That was a choice.
You've never been greeted with happy hump day.
Not seriously.
Not since 1998.
Only if it was a joke.
Hump
But
day.
I receive it. I receive
Hump
it.
day. It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
How's your life? Because I probably don't sound well,
Yeah,
but
your
there's more
life
about that
sounds
later.
like it is on the struggle bus. Not your whole life,
Mm,
just this part of you, just your nose and voice. Are you sick?
I was, yeah, I'm kind of coming out of it, but um
It's going
I'll
around.
probably I'll do a couple snorts.
Right?
And when I laugh, yeah, when I laugh, I'll sound kind of hoarse.
Yeah, and then
So
you start coughing and it'll be a whole thing.
yeah,
So
yeah.
everyone's sick. All the cool kids are sick, which makes me uncool. Thank God.
Has there been people sick at your place?
Oh yeah, not at my house yet, but now
Okay.
because I've put this out into the universe, we'll all be very ill on the other side of this. But
Yeah.
like my my kiddo goes to a smallish school, and so, like she said something like 20 kids in the grade below her were out, which that's a lot. And the
Yeah.
boys were just
Wow.
sick over in Northwest Arkansas. My niece and nephew, or niece was sick. Like it's tis the season, you know?
Well,
Tis
I
the
think
season.
warm weather came in after all that snow and it did something funky. Um,
Yep. So is that
well,
is that what you would say has been predominantly stuck in your head over the
well,
last
I know
week?
that's okay. So let's talk about that. What's been stuck in your head? That has literally been stuck in my head, and
Absolutely.
and I have challenges getting it out um, from being stuck in my head. I don't get sick very often.
Are you like are you a good sick person or a bad sick person? And maybe I should ask Kristen. I don't know. Maybe
I'm
you
I'm pretty bad.
you're bad. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like noisy. Like I
Mm.
sneeze real loud and I
Well, you
grunt and
can't help that.
groan.
That's not like
But
an
I grunt and groan. The other thing is great. I know I can't help it, but like I think this is funny too, is that the other thing that I do with great veracity is
Mm.
throw up.
Ew.
I when I throw up,
It's full
it's
body.
it's violent, and everyone knows. That's
I don't
I
want to,
know. It's
I just like don't want to talk about this anymore. I don't want to
yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah,
I don't.
that's real. I
And
get
neither
that.
does anyone that's listening. They don't want to
No,
hear
I
it.
know.
But
Hey,
thank
well, what's
you,
stuck in
Darren.
your head that's more pleasant than what's stuck in my head?
Well, I
Mine was
don't
great.
know.
When we talked about it last time, I was like Bruce Springsteen and
Yeah.
crying at concerts, and I was
Yeah.
all
And Harry
inspired and like,
Styles. And now you're throwing.
yes,
So how about I make it nicer? And
uh,
we're pretty into the Olympics at our house.
let's go. Come on.
And I have surprised myself, obviously, as like a younger, I say obviously, as a younger person,
Obviously,
obviously, as a younger person,
obviously younger than Chris, so there's that.
younger than Chris, no, younger than me right now. When I was younger, it was
Right.
like figure skating, right? Like I just wanted to watch all the figure skating. And I don't know if I don't know. I don't know if it's an age thing. I don't know, but I can't get enough curling. I'm fascinated by it.
What? Really?
I know.
Really?
I think I'd never ever watched it ever before. And I think I just didn't realize there was so much to it. My bad. Obviously there is. But there's like special shoes and
Yeah,
it's it's a whole thing. I still don't know. I don't really understand the scoring. But I'm in. Like I'm into it. And
that's pretty funny. So two things about like the Winter Olympics that I find fascinating. One is that, excuse me, that it's unfortunate that these people dedicate their lives to these sports, but like no one watches them except
Mhm.
for once every 4 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it that if you're really into it, you might like lean into like a world championship or whatever, but
Yeah.
you know, that so it's just really, really for the love of the game. Like, they just got to be so in and they're so
Yeah.
talented and amazing. The other thing though is that like the rules of some of these things are things that we have kind of like put into our consciousness over growing up watching the Olympics. And I remember talking about with Kristen the difference in ice dancing and couples. And it's like I talked as if I knew things.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Ice,
in ice
ice
dancing,
dancing versus ice skating. Yeah, I have no idea. Okay.
yeah. So I feel like that our level of hey, our purpose our purpose for doing this podcast is to have a fun conversation and put something out into the world that is helpful.
So far, we have checked
Per
one.
check one, exactly. Like we're having a fun talk. But number two is the question of the week, the relationship hack. Like that's the book I'm working on. That's the thing we're doing this year. It's all about orientation and everything being in relationship. The idea being that if you radically accept where you are in all relationships and then create a map and a roadmap for healing and growth. Like if you're lost, how do we get ourselves found? And if we're stuck, how do we create adventures for us to be moving forward in our lives? Like Adler said that all problems are relationship problems. And so this is stuff that we want to explore, we want to ask about. So the question of the week
Question of
this
the week.
week is a fairly personal one, and it's this.
Great.
What do people misunderstand most about you? And I want to ask you that, Allison, and I can ask myself that. And people, if you're interested in that question, like let's kind of ponder that for a second, because the answer to it has pretty big ramifications.
Yeah. In this
Yeah,
topic.
what's your thought about that? How do you feel most misunderstood, or what do people misunderstand
Mm,
most about you?
I think I would say probably as a young person or for like most of my younger life, I would say that I felt misunderstood like a lot, which
Really?
means that makes me an Enneagram 4. I don't know, verdict is still out.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Still
yeah.
like on the hunt, but also super on brand, I feel like, for teenagers to feel like nobody gets them. So it could
Right.
just have been like that. Um, and I don't know. I can't speculate about any broad things. I think my personality, I think two things that I hear a lot that I'm like, that's not true. Um, is that people assume I am like a true extrovert. And
Right.
when I tell them that I am not, I tell them about myself. I tell them, no, I understand why you would think that, but I'm actually really not. They tell me that I'm wrong about myself. And so that happens to me a lot. Like, no, but you're so talkative and you're so like silly and you're so like whatever. So that means, and I'm like, no, but I also want to just go home. Like I'll just want to go home by myself and or just be with just my family. So that a lot of times that not only am I categorized as like some super extrovert, you must love parties, you must love going and being around people all the time because I'm talkative. I think people that I don't know
Yeah.
seems like a natural. But then when I declare no, I'm actually not, then I'm told no, but you really are, and I'm like, well, that okay.
I want to hear more about that as much as you want to give, but I want to stop you right there because that has to be infuriating, I would think.
Yeah.
Is that too strong of a word?
No, it's well, and so my second, it seems like these always go together. I don't know why. The second misunderstanding, I believe, is the way you is that I a lot of times people will be like, "Oh, Allison will say it, she doesn't have a filter. This she doesn't have a filter claim." I get this all the time. And
Yeah.
actually, people have no idea the things I don't say out loud.
Right, right.
So I'm like, "No, I actually have a great filter. I use it a lot because I have a lot of the thoughts, and this is just how I am. Like my thoughts and responses and opinions and reactions, they come fast and they come many. Like I am
Yeah.
quick. Like my brain is quick. And so in real time, I'm like, no, you can't. Nope, you can't say that. Nope, you can't say that. Yeah, you could maybe say that. That's on the fence, but maybe go for it anyway. Like, and so, and yes, in both of those cases, it's like, I'm learning to just, again, try to accept that that's just how people see me and then go back and forth of like, how much is it on me to change their mind about that? And like,
Right,
how important is that? But yeah, no, it's infuriating because it's a little bit insulting.
right.
Insulting that maybe I don't really know myself. And no one is ever calling, like, no one usually is like, oh, she doesn't have a filter. And they mean it like positive. Like, that's not like a
Right. Yeah.
skill that people are like working towards in their life, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I have a couple of fours in my home. And when someone, it might be me, but it might be someone else, acts like they know what's up with you and you're wrong, it does it feels insulting. Like, so that was kind of why I asked that because, it's like, oh, you've always been like da da da. Da. And they're like, I don't think you know me.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah, and
that'd be hard to take sometimes, I think.
and I want to be like open to the fact that I am still in some ways learning myself. Like I'm
Sure.
not claiming that I can't, like, I think we can see ourselves or believe things about ourselves that are not true
Yeah.
all the time or not complete or whatever. Um,
Right.
but I feel like I've spent like a long time and I think it also I think there is I think we can change. Like I think probably there was a season of my life where I I was more extroverted. I wanted to go and do and be, and I didn't, but that wasn't, I don't know that that was about being extroverted as much as it was about being insecure. Like I didn't want to
Right.
miss out or I
Yeah.
didn't want
And
to,
wanted to be included.
right. And that
Yeah.
really isn't about extrovert or introvert. That's more about something else.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think that because you have a busy brain, that introversion is a balance to that?
Mm, I've never thought of it like that.
That's why I get paid hundreds of dollars to ask questions like that.
Yeah.
hundreds upon hundreds.
Yeah.
I That's super interesting.
I want to
And I
know
think
about yours. I mean,
um,
finish talking about me, but I want to know, I want to know how you feel like people most misunderstand you. Is that the question? Yeah. Misunderstand
yeah,
about you.
I think that my verbosity, meaning kind of like my talkativeness and stuff, is a way of me leveling up to create security, you know.
Mm,
I think I know things, and so I say them, and I'm good at so I think that think in some ways I'm too known. Like I really like being known.
mm,
I want to make sure you know me, which I think is connected to just one of the things that I have going for me and going against me, which is interesting in my life, is that like I had one incredibly gifted parent that did all the work, and so the things about me that I enjoy and that I like, and the things that tend to work really well in life, are just pretty much directly connected to the ways that my mom was.
mm,
Um, and then I had before my stepdad came into the picture when I was 12, like I had an absent father that was not dependable, um, and an alcoholic, and so I also had this other side of me that was like yearning for a relationship,
mm,
very much after school special, kind of sitting on the steps waiting
mm,
for him to show up, and he wouldn't, kind of thing, a lot of that, and or calling him when he lived out of state, and he would say things like, I phone works both ways. I'm glad you finally called. I mean, why don't you ever call me? And so like the energy that does for a little kid is like it leads, they try to fill in the gaps. It's like
right.
I had all this support on one side, and then this missing piece on the other side. And so I think that um if you're close to me, you know this, but like when my mom died when I was 25, like I grieved that pretty hard. It
Mm,
changed me a lot.
mm,
I had to learn how to um, kind of create systems of support, and like where um, kind of where my tethering is, where my connectedness had to come from other places, and that probably took me like a decade to figure out. And so I think that if you know me well, you know this, but if you I don't know, like I grief is a real thing for like
mm.
my whole life. So I don't know. I talk about it all, you know?
But I would guess that people assume, here's a I mean, as somebody who knew you barely and now I know you well, I know
Right.
that grief is a part. I would guess a lot of people make assumptions about you that you're just like super fun all the time and like you don't get sad and you don't like have a bad day and like you just want everyone to have a good day. And I would say that that is a huge misunderstanding.
I mean, when I was working camps, I'm really good in a room. Like
Oh yeah.
I think that's one of my strengths. Um, but I don't know many people that are good in a room that are totally themselves in the room. I don't know. Like I am myself, but like I'm doing a thing.
Sure, it's a version
And
of yourself.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so whenever I was teaching full time or doing the camp thing full time, and maybe even on this, I don't know. But like when there's a lot of people, like I can do that pretty well. I love to see, as an Enneagram 9, I love to see community and people
Hmm.
moving together and creating things and doing things. And I just get so jazzed and energized by that. And so like leading out in those ways is something that's pretty natural to me.
Hmm.
Um, but I do think the introvert extrovert's a pretty interesting way to be misunderstood. I mean, after I talk to people all day and have meetings or have sessions and stuff like that, like I pretty much just want to ride my bike and watch TV with my wife. Like
Yeah.
that's it. Like that's what I want to do. Um, and so I think that that might be a decent place. I think that this was a tricky one. Like um, when I was younger, I was pretty outspoken about faith kinds of things. And
Mm.
if you haven't hung out with me much lately, like you might think I think things that I used to think that might be misunderstood.
Yeah.
Um, you know, um, I believe probably less things and believe those things deeper than I
Mm-hmm.
used to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and sometimes I fear disconnection from those that I love or that I have history with because of those things. Because I don't want to be left without that relationship, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think one way I'm really misunderstood is just the image that I give of pure physical prowess,
I think so.
just
Yeah.
just stature and strength
Yeah. Yeah.
and speed.
Yes. Um,
I mean, people think that about me, and while it's relatively true,
True.
probably not so much as what you guys think. So
Not
there's
as
that.
not to the like level. Yeah, not to the
Nah,
level. Maybe.
no, yeah.
Um, I mean, I did notice you're drinking a Topo Chico instead of a Mountain Dew. So, I mean, you're pretty healthy. Pretty
Hey,
healthy.
I'm hooked on the Topo Chicos and like they're so expensive.
I know.
It's just
It's
like water.
sparkling
I'm like one of those
water.
guys
Like,
now.
come on, Topo Chico. Okay, so you asked me this personal question, and then I made you answer the personal question. But my question to you then, as the therapy expert, is like, so what? Like, what?
Right.
Why do I need to answer that question? Like, why did you want me to answer that question?
Right. Well, I mean, I'll answer the question with another question. Ha ha, ooh ha.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, right? That is this. It's like when you're an adult and you want to go to therapy, or when you're an adult and you're having struggles, or you're having some sort of existential crisis or problem in your development, in your lifespan, or parenting, or whatever. Like, I think that being known and being misunderstood is like a core issue that is generally unresolved. Like, we don't, excuse me, we don't have to have gone through like mega trauma to have our lives severely impacted by not feeling understood, particularly when we're
Yeah.
growing up. I mean, the number of times that I've asked, and I ask this every time I get to meet you when you come into my office, okay, is there any significant trauma, like like a death, a big abuse, neglect, things like,
Yeah.
and many times people be like, no, not really.
Yeah.
But like, so I don't know why I am
Fill in the
so depressed or so anxious, yeah, or having such trouble in relationships, and I, I think it's when we're young, especially like being known is like being known, it's kind of like what a good grandparent does, like you're locked in and you're safe
Mm.
and something inside your whole system just clicks and you're home, you're
Mm.
known, and we want to be there, and it gives us courage to do the next thing, to do the
Yeah.
scary thing.
Yeah.
When we are not, we tend to kind of like either act out to get known or
Mm.
act in because we're afraid of it being known.
Well, and I think probably there's like a spectrum, right? Like being misunderstood at school by the people that are not in your closest friend group. Super annoying, but not devastating. Feeling misunderstood inside of your own house by your own parents or by your own spouse or whatever, like devastating, right? Like there's and maybe I don't know, maybe it's devastating every time, but to me it seems like it would be harder to feel unknown and misunderstood. It would feel harder when that is happening by the people that you consider to be the closest people to you. Like, how can you live with me and not know me?
Well,
Like,
it's fundamental.
yeah,
And to get me wrong, I've had people
yeah,
say that their dad used to call them a piece of shit.
mm,
And I'm like, and they're 40. And I'm like, do you hear that voice in your head? And they're like, every day. I'm like, it's so, it's so hard to kind of undo that, to feel misunderstood or to be mischaracterized, especially as a young person. There is good news though, and that is that like these voices that kind of come into our head that are a product of being misunderstood when we're young, um, they're kind of there just to protect us, and even when they
mm,
bring bad news, and through therapy and other sorts of relationships in our adult lives, Like those things they can be reversed and erased. And if not that, this gets back to the relationship hack. You can develop a relationship with that voice and understand where they're coming from, which
Mm.
then changes the whole vibe. Back to what you said about your brain and your headspace. We can learn over time not to believe everything that's in our head.
Yeah.
And for some of us, like that sounds like a foreign concept, but like also like taking responsibility for yourself and allowing yourself to be to be understood. Like these are things we can do now. Um,
Yeah.
it's just super scary and hard.
Well, and also like paying it forward, right? Like learning, man, I don't like it when
Come
people
on,
make assumptions about me
let's
that
go.
don't know me very good. Or so is there a way that I can maybe ask a question instead of assume something about somebody? Or, I don't know, like learn from the way it feels to, I mean, it feels very kind of kindergarten, like very treat other people the way you want to be treated, but like learn from your own pain. And like, man, I hate that when people do that to me. So I am not
Yeah,
going to turn around and just do that to somebody else. It might take a ton of work. I mean, but the right time to start doing the right thing is right when you realize you're not doing it. And I
right. I
think
just
about that as a parent, right? Like I've misunderstood my kids plenty of times and made assumptions of even though we all live together and but there's a whole internal life that I don't see. And it's a real arrogance on my part as a parent to assume that I know, like, well, like, sorry, I've been there since the beginning. Believe me, I know. And even if I do, they're not ready to see, you know what I mean? Like there's just
yeah.
let's learn.
I'm telling you, curiosity is the gift that where we
Mm,
can turn this thing outward. Like, and frankly, there's more than not of us in my field that have this problem. And that is what we are doing.
mm,
Like our curiosity and our enjoyment of other stories many times are based from the motivation that says, I don't want other people to feel this pain.
mm,
Makes sense, right?
sure.
And the value of being understood. I mean, there have been so many times and you've had this in your career as well, like you're great at it. Like people come to you and they'll feel known or understood, and you didn't do anything besides that.
Mm,
And it was like life altering to them. Think about all the people that you didn't trust that you agreed with, like a coach or a teacher
yeah,
or a pastor or some leader or someone in your own home was like, I insist you agree with me. And you're like, okay, whatever, sure.
fine. Yeah.
And yeah, but you didn't trust them, which is what the key is for like intimate relationships, trust and
Mm,
understanding. And so creating understanding is a whole different animal. It's a much longer
yeah.
game. And so, like, for instance, with your youngest who's still in the house, if you want her to do something different, you can insist that she agree with you and she'll probably do it. Or you can seek to understand her and engage your curiosity. And you're probably like getting your hooks into that relationship in ways that are way more powerful and lasting because you're
Yeah.
seeking that. She wouldn't it be an amazing thing if when she's older and she's on a podcast talking about
Her
how
family.
she's misunderstood and she didn't list you guys. I
That'd be great.
mean,
Let's
it'd be awesome. Yeah, it'd be great. Yeah,
we do not have the time to like go political, but just even in about the freaking Super Bowl, like if we could just throw out
yeah.
everyone instantly is like, let's seek understanding instead of agreement. That's a whole different, that's about something totally different. It would change everything.
It's huge because if I understand where you're coming from, like I don't even have to have a relationship with you, but at least I can like have some sort of meeting point. And so I think that with our kids, I heard a thing last night. We did a parents group. This guy that runs a school, he said this great thing. He's like, when our kids have a meltdown, like I've decided that like I can't make it better in the moment, but I can also be there when they're ready. And so I just started making it a habit to go sit in their room and just be there. Like just be there. It's like I'm not gonna like enforce my discomfort on them, like to make them kind of like bring it in. at the same time, I'm not going to abdicate or like leave. I'm
Mm.
just going to be there. And like it's a pretty hard thing to do and it requires patience. But there comes a time when he's sitting there where it's like, you ready to talk? And they're like, yeah. And we create understanding
Mm.
that is like a relational building block. Like I can never work with you well unless I have some sort of understanding of you and I feel understood. I believe that you get me at some level.
Yeah,
And
or
dude,
at
when
least
that
you're trying
happens,
to.
yeah, you give an effort. That's right. That's
Or
right.
at least you're trying to. Yeah.
And I think that's the pain that I feel is that so many people that we see, there's fundamentally they don't feel seen or heard
Mm.
or understood. And so, you know, the advice would be like, I think what you said, like, see, try to understand people, like, get to know different people. Ask,
Yeah.
here's a great response, especially when things go south. Like, let's say we're having an argument or disagreement. If I'm able to kind of like take a breath and like kind of like regulate my body and just say, tell me more.
Mm. Yeah. Tell me more about that.
Help me. Yeah, I want to know more. I might not, I mean, I don't know, I might not agree or I don't know, but you're a human being and I'm interested in you. So tell me more.
A lot that isn't like just in our, unfortunately, in most people's like natural flow. Like you got to slow down. You got to be patient. You got to be willing to be inconvenienced. You've got to be, and most of us just don't even have that kind of margin in our day
Right.
or in our, we don't even, yeah, we just don't carry that kind of margin where we could even be inconvenienced like that.
We will regret it if we don't change those patterns.
Yeah.
We will. Create that space. So if you're a person out there who feels fundamentally misunderstood or maybe misunderstood in a relationship, unfortunately, which I say unfortunately because it's hard, it is our responsibility to ask for that.
Mm.
Like people don't give that to you just because we want it. And so we have to ask for it and we have to give it. And so if we want to be the kind of person that is understanding, that's a great way to live your life.
Mm.
Be the understanding person. If you're not feeling understood, you might need to ask the person about that. And sometimes that's really hard, and therapy is a good place to kind of figure that out. I see a ton of that between parents and adult kids and things like that, right? And many of us are, as we grow older, we don't want those relationships to, I don't know, not be made right. We want them to be made right,
Mm.
and so being understood doesn't always give you the storybook ending you're looking for, but what it does is it creates a sense of, here we go, orientation, right? It brings you back to a place that you can work with. So,
Yep.
okay, we're going to wrap it up. Unless you have any other nuggets of Alison Meyer's wisdom,
Oh no, you did great.
you've
That's
said
great.
everything you know and much of what you suspect,
I've said everything I know and
all
a
of it.
couple of things I know nothing about. Today, if I had to like give a blessing, it's just golden rule.
Yeah.
Like when we say treat other people the way you want to be treated, most of the time what we mean is don't do to somebody else what you wouldn't want done to you.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Omission, right?
Right? What's actually written there, which is actually active, like
Active. Yeah.
positive action. Do to other people.
Do the things. Yeah. I
Do
love that.
unto others as you would have them do unto you. I'll put positive and goodness out that you would want.
I love that.
Very
Love that.
simple, but
Yeah. Thank you for that. I think mine probably, I don't know if it'll be the same every time, but I've got a thing that I say to people, which is along the same lines. Remember that we are no more important than anyone else in the world. And that one's easy for most of us. Others are as important as us. We are no more important than anyone else in the world. Also, we are as important as
mm,
everyone else in the world. And so, as you go about your week, um, be good to those other people that are as important as you, but also be good to yourself because you're as important as them. Like, look out for each other, look out for yourself. And we will be back. So, thank you for listening or watching wherever you are. Make sure and do the follow, subscribe, all those buttons.
And be on the
Yeah.
lookout for the Monday question. We want to know.
Yep.
We want to know what
Yep.
you're thinking and how you feel about that question too. So
Yeah, that's right. We'll be putting those out when the podcast comes out. You'll see what the question is for the next week, and we'll let that guide our conversation. So till then, I never said it like I used to last season. I'm Chris King. I'm a licensed therapist. And today I'm stuck in my head.
it's because you're
I know.
sick.
I never said it. Yeah, that's probably why.
I did.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.